And joining us now is Father Gerald Murray with the Archdiocese of New York. Father, it's great to have you here. You and I were just watching again those moments there that Alex was sharing with us. What was your thoughts as you watched what was just moving? I thought it was so powerful and just so many thoughts in our mind and in our hearts. I'm sure for you too, Father.
It was a moment to give gratitude to God for this wonderful Pope, Pope Benedict, who reigned for 8 years and then 10 years in retirement. And it was striking to see Pope Francis, his successor, celebrating the Mass. That, of course, something unprecedented in our recent times. And it definitely brought to mind that we're all pilgrims on this earth. You know, we're all on a journey. And the good shepherds who lead the church, they too are on pilgrimage toward heaven. So it reminded us of life is a great gift from God, but life has a higher purpose, going toward heaven.
And you know what's interesting too, Pope Benedict was such a spiritual man, such a theologian. You know, I had the honor to meet with him, and for me, it was such a gift and such a blessing to be there. Here's this moment, and I showed him this iRosary device, and we were talking about it, and here was this guy who was sort of a bookworm, and he was so fascinated with this device. He was so joyous, so beautiful. He was really also such a humble man and just made you feel warm and welcoming. It was amazing even after his papacy. You just brought up, here he was in retirement for 10 years. And he really was very elegant and always deferred to Pope Francis. There was something really amazing about this human being, how he carried himself during the papacy and also his post-papacy life.
Absolutely. No, he was a very gentle man. He had interior strength, and that's kind of the paradox in life. To be gentle, you have to be strong. And he was strong in faith, strong in prayer, strong in his love of God and his neighbor. But his manner was precisely what Jesus calls us to be, you know, meek and humble of heart. And I'm glad you had the chance to meet him. I did too. In fact, I got to present my parents to him at an audience once.
Wow, how
Very
wonderful.
moving. And my mom and he had a friend in common, Dr. Alice von Hildebrand, a famous philosophy professor here at Hunter College. And as soon as my mom mentioned the name, Pope Benedict said, well, how is she? He was asking after he, and of
just
course,
like an everyday guy.
Yes,
right.
and Dr. von Hildebrand had met with the Pope earlier at the Vatican, knew her. He knew her very well, respected her so much. So no, this is one of those bittersweet moments. We thank God for such a wonderful Pope, but we miss him. But now we can go pray at his tomb. When you go to St. Peter's now, you'll be able to go downstairs and pray and ask his prayers now for us here on earth.
Absolutely. Where does the Catholic Church go from here? And what do you see also for the future of Pope Francis? He seemed a bit frail too, even at the funeral. There he was in the wheelchair. What do you see for his future?
Well, yeah, Pope Francis is 86 years old, and he's in not great health as regards, you know, orthopedic stuff. He's got to use a wheelchair now because it's tough to walk. I guess the challenge for the Pope and for the whole church is the legacy of Pope Benedict going to be continued? Because he was a great defender of the faith, he was a great defender of worship, a great defender of Catholic continuity. And there are some forces in the church, sad to say, which want to change things in a way that is revolutionary. So I think it's a good time to say we're going to look back at the Pope Benedict's works and draw inspiration and strength from them.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, just as you said, if they'll touch back to that, where it is headed right now. Father Gerald Murray, so great to have you here in person. It's really such a blessing to see you.
Thank you, Rita.
Thank you very much. And thank you for your beautiful insights, too, about this incredible man. Thank you.